record to cloud. Okay, cool. Okay, so I want to start actually a little bit differently than we normally start these Zoom calls, okay? I'm going to read you something from this book that woke me up today, that made me feel something today. And I hope that it helps someone else feel the same thing that's watching this either here or the recording or whatever, okay? So it's on page 110 in The Mountain Is You. I've been reading this every single day, page 110. And it's just talking about different things about like making micro shifts in your life and changing your life and some of the things that you have to go through and stuff like that. And so it says, if you're stuck in your life, it's probably because you're waiting for a big bang, the breakthrough moment in which all your fears dissolve and you're overcome with clarity, okay? The work that needs to happen happens effortlessly. Your personal transformation rips you from complacency and you wake up to an entirely new existence. That moment will never come. Breakthroughs do not happen spontaneously. They are the tipping point. Revelations occur when ideas that were sitting in the margin of your mind finally get enough attention to dominate your thoughts. These are the clicking moments, okay? So when we're talking all the time, that's what we're talking about, is those clicking moments. And it says the moments when you finally understand advice you've heard your entire life. Okay, so that's exactly what it's all about, is you are hearing things on repeat for a long time. Some of you guys have been with me for 2 or 3 years, okay? And maybe sometimes you're listening, but you're not actively listening, or you're listening, but you're not actually taking notes, right? Or maybe you're listening, but you're not 100% focused. And I want you to realize that a lot of the times that is the only thing that's holding you back every single time. Maybe some of the things that are being said by someone, but if they were said by somebody else, it would make a lot more sense to you and it would all of a sudden click, right? So I heard this and I was like, man, that's why I was told it's a numbers game by multiple people. And it never clicked with me that I had to do more, right? Until it was said to me, Chelsea, you got to do more. That's why when people told me all the time that the fortunes and the follow-up, it didn't click with me until Jade Hooper explained the cycle of this business and how you got to plant seeds. And the more you do, the more you can follow up with. But if you're not following up, then it's not going to ever harvest those plants. Okay, like she explained that in a way that just clicked. So it's really important to understand that. And now here's also a side note on that, is that every bit of your success that is coming is in the making right now. Okay, so a lot of people, when they come into this business, or they walk into something that they want to do in their life, whether it's weight loss, whether it's this business, whether it is them starting a traditional business, whether it is them hopping into anything that they want to do in their life, okay? Some type of project, doesn't matter what it is. They get started on this project or in this business, and they don't see the instant results that they're looking for within the first couple of days or the couple of weeks or couple of months or even couple of years. And they end up throwing in the towel. And what they don't understand is that they are on the verge of hitting that clicking point. They are on the verge of their revelation. Okay. But the only way that you're going to get there is if you continuously show up again and again and again. This is why we talk about consistency and how that's the key in this business. That's why we talk about planting your seeds in the seed planting season, and how the seed planting season is just as important as your harvest season, right? As your boom season. It is just as important, because without the seed planting season, you won't have a boom. you won't have a boom season. You won't have a harvest season, because your harvest season actually is being built right now in the seed planting season. Okay. And this is why it's so important that even though we're in a season where we're heading into Christmas and you're not expecting to have a big explosion on your team or in your business in general, it is so important to continuously still show up like your boom's coming tomorrow. Because without having that energy and bringing that same energy every single day, you're never going to have that boom that you've always wanted. Okay. So I read that this morning and I was like, man, oh man, that's exactly what we need. We need that consistency. We need to understand that our business is being built every single day, whether we are exploding in the chat, booming in the chat, whatever. Whether we're hitting super high ranks, whether we're not right now, it doesn't matter. It is still being built. And if you don't have the energy and the excitement going into your business, you've got to figure out how to change that. You've got to find a new why. You've got to shift yourself. You've got to get surrounded by people who have that energy and all the stuff. Okay. So I want to share that with you guys this morning. Second thing I want to share with you guys is just small announcements. Okay, there's like five of them or so. We are changing the team page name. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be yet, but I have done this one other time before, and it honestly brought a renewal into our business, and it made it so that we kind of hit the reset button and we went forward full force, and every single person from then on out went Ruby, 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 Emerald, Emerald, Emerald. So it's so important to kind of do that revamp. And so we're doing that. Also, we're doing a chat that's connected to our group page. So there will no longer be adding people into a group chat. It will be one group chat, one group page. They are going to be connected in their messenger so that you don't have to worry about that. Two, we are running with hustlers. And so the only people who are going to be in that group page are people who are hustling every single day. Those people who are willing to show up, willing to make it happen. That's going to be the pace for our team going forward. It is no longer going to be sitting ducks. We're no longer going to be sitting here waiting for that big explosion. We're going to be in the game. We're going to be in the success, living in the success, which is exactly what that book just said, making sure that you're showing up every single day. The next thing that I want to share with you guys is that the Zoom calls are also changing. So you know how we were having them where we were going mornings, Monday through Friday. We are actually shifting those around. I'm not 100% on what those times will be. I do know that Friday mornings will stay exactly the same way that they have been at 10 o'clock in the morning every single Friday morning, because I've got a whole nother team that hops on that. So I want to make sure that we're on board with all of that. And then that will be changing. And it's just because we've been listening. We've been seeing a lot of people not showing up to them. So I'm guessing that that's not the greatest time during the day. So we're going to be putting some more polls in the chat, trying to figure out what time works best for a lot of different people so that we can get our whole team on these Zoom calls. No excuses. Okay. This is a work hour. This is to help you grow your business, learn the hottest tips right now, and build your business full tilt. Okay. The next thing I want to share with you guys is that conference is still in Fort Myers. If you have not bought your ticket yet, you absolutely want to do that. Okay. I want to share with you guys, when I first started my business, the first year, I did nothing. And I did not go to conference. While everybody else was going to conference, I stayed home. And I watched everybody get home from conference and their business exploded while mine sat there and did nothing. Okay. I don't want that for anybody on our team. I do not want anybody sitting on those sidelines saying, Coach, put me in, but you're not willing to work it. Okay. This is a business. This is a business trip. This is for you to get your head in the game and get surrounded by hundreds and thousands of other people who are ready to grow their business, who are ready for success, who are hungry for success. And when you get around that fire, it spreads into your business and your business starts to explode. And that's exactly what you want. So if you want a tipping point in your business and you want clarity and you want people to be flowing in, and you want all these things, you want to be connected with the team, you want to be connected with this business, you want to know and have that crystal clear vision, you've got to get yourself to conference, whether you use pay by commissions for your ticket, whether you pay with Klarna, whether you save up sample money in order to get it, or whether you pay a little this month, a little bit next month, however you need to do it, you got to get yourself to conference. Okay. We are going to have a hotel room. We're actually moving to a hotel that's more inland than in Fort Myers. And it's going to be cost efficient. It's going to help you no matter what, your budget is. We're going to help you get to conference. No matter what we have to do, we're going to push you to get yourself to conference, because I know the success rate of people who go to conference is 10 times higher than those people who do not go to conference. And so it is so important to get yourself there. And you can talk to your leader about this, talk to your upline about this, talk to your sideline about this. If you're worried about how you're going to afford the ticket, if you're worried about how you're going to afford actually staying in a hotel, flights, anything like that, get with your upline. Let us help you. Okay. Let us help you come up with a plan. And even if it's for childcare or whatever, let us come up with a plan with you. 2 is better than 1. We'll work with you. We'll show you the way. We'll give you a fresh mindset to help you get yourself there. Okay. I know myself will be there solid. Tina will be there solid. We are making it happen, even though it's not in the budget. Okay, guys, it's not in my budget at all. It's not in Tina's budget at all. It's not in anybody's budget, I don't think, that's going to conference. That's like a double diamond or below. So it's so important to understand that it's not that they have the money. It's not that they have the time. It's not that they have the childcare. They figure it out. They find a way to make it happen. And that's the difference between an employee and a business mindset. You figure out how to make it happen. Okay. So we'll do that together. Just send your upline a message, or if I'm your upline, go ahead, send me a message, whatever you got to do. But it is a life-changing experience. And every single time I went to conference, my business has exploded, and I have grown my paycheck like double, sometimes triple, and I've even quadrupled my paycheck coming from conference. Okay. So the next thing I want to share with you guys is that the Zoom calls are still going to be every single Wednesday night. We are not going to be doing power hours every single time anymore. We're actually going to be training. So I'm super excited to bring some fresh stuff to you guys. And this actually gets me hyped up to be able to get back in the game of training every single Wednesday night. So you want to get yourself on these Zoom calls, even if you're just on it and you're taking notes. You don't have to say anything. You're literally just on it to take notes and make sure that you get your business refreshed. And then the last thing I wanted to share with you guys is before we get into the nitty gritty of what we're on here for, is that you want to keep watching the team page, because there is mini trainings that are going to be on there. Where we're going to show you little bits and pieces of how we work our business and the things that you could do to make your business explode. And the little shifts that you can make when something's not working, you can shift it. And we're going to show you how to shift your business and pivot and pivot and pivot and pivot. We're also going to show you simple concepts of your business, different technical things in your business that you might not have known before, but now you're going to be able to know. Also, my YouTube channel is going to have new videos up on that also. So I want to make sure that you guys are on point with that and knowing exactly what you're going to be doing. Okay. Okay. So next, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to show you guys something. We're going to put on speaker view. And we are going to go share screen. If it will let me share screen. Yep, share screen. Okay, so share screen. Okay, so I'm hopeful you guys can see my screen. If you can see it, I want you guys to drop a fire emoji in the chat, because I want to share this with you guys. And there's a couple different things I'm going to be sharing you, but I want to make sure that you guys can all hear me. So if you can hear me, drop a fire emoji in the chat. And we are actually not going in here. We are going in here. Perfect. Thank you guys. Okay. So I'm going to pull this up. And I want you guys to answer me in the chat, okay? When it comes to this, this is an income disclosure statement, but what does that mean? If you are brand new, just guess, okay? If you are not brand new, I want you to put it in the chat, your understanding of what this chart is, okay? Briefly explain it. What does this chart do? What is this chart? What is it explaining? What is it doing? Because I want to know that you know. I want to know that you know exactly what it does. I know, Tina, you're driving. I totally understand. But Kaylee, just, do your best to guess exactly what this is. And Haley, same exact thing. Kaylee says monthly pay depending on rank. Haley says that's the pay for each rank. Okay, perfect. So these are your averages for each rank in the company. Okay, some of you guys are seeing this for the first time and really getting to learn about it. Okay, so what our company did was they took all of the distributor level people and they averaged them out to how much the monthly average makes at each rank. Okay, so like if you look over in this area right here, you will see, well, let me do all of it. But anyways, this area right here, you guys can see my mouse. This area right here, this is your average column. This is the average for every single rank. And so this is what you need to be going off of your business, okay? If you know you're coming into this business and you had a goal, like a physical goal that you want to accomplish. For example, I'm just going to give you an example for myself, okay? I knew when I first started, I knew I wanted to pay my mortgage on time every single month. My mortgage every single month at the time was $380. So I knew that in order for me to pay my mortgage every single month on time, I need to earn the rank of Ruby consistently every single month, because that Ruby rank was going to pay my mortgage. Okay. And this is just hypothetically. Now, once I hit Ruby, I came up with a bigger goal for myself. And I said, okay, if I can hit Ruby and I can make enough to pay my mortgage every single month, I want to be able to bring myself home. Okay. The only way for me to bring myself home, and this is a little bit different of a chart from back when I started. When I first started, I think like the average for a diamond was like, I think it was like 2,500 or something like that. Okay. I said, I need to be able to make $2,500 bare minimum, because I was making a little bit more than that when I first started this business, or when I was like working 2 jobs. Okay. So I knew that I needed at least 2,500 so that I could pay the bills and I could come home. It was pretty much like I was taking away my gas money, because I wouldn't need gas anymore anyways. So, and that's how much I was left with. It was like 2,500 or something like that. Okay. So let's just say you come in and you're like, I need to be able to earn $1,800 every single month, right around $2,000 every single month in order to stay home. Okay. If you look at this chart, you're going to see that diamond is going to be your rank where you're going to be able to stay home. Right. And that's the monthly average for that. Okay. Then let's just say you're like, okay, well, I want to be able to bring my man home. And I know that in order for him to come home, and this is just hypothetically speaking, this is how you plan for your life. Okay. With these ranks. Let's just say I want to bring my man home. Okay. I know that in order to bring him home, I need to make sure that I either have 2 accounts that are making that, or I need to be able to make this every single month. Boom. You know that you need triple diamond in order for that to happen, right? I want to buy a new house, but I want to pay cash for it, right? How much do I need every single month in order to pay cash for that, right? At that point, let's just say, oh, well, I need at least, $10,000 every single month put away in order to buy a house within a year. Okay. How do you do that? You go ambassador, right? 10 grand is for savings and all that good stuff. And then you put that 10 grand directly towards building or buying a new house. So that's how you plan around these ranks with the personal goals that you have in your life. Think about the goals that you have, figure out how much those goals are going to cost, and then look at this chart and say, what do I need to be making ultimately in order to hit those goals? Now, does that mean that I say, okay, well, I want to be a full-time stay-at-home mom straight out of the gate, and I've never ever done that before my whole life, right? And I say I need to be able to make $2,000. Does that mean that I'm going to go from distributor to diamond within 1 month? Probably not. Some people I've seen happen, they're miracle workers. It's just how it is, but they ran, they hustled, they worked their butt off in order to get it. Okay. But here's the thing, you're going to have to climb the ranks. And this should be flipped the opposite way. I always say that because you're really climbing the ranks. You're not sliding down the hill, you're climbing the ranks. So if you are saying to yourself, okay, I ultimately, my end goal, I want to make sure that I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom. In order to do that, I need to hit that rank of diamond. You have to climb the ranks in order to get there, which means you've got to start out with your rank of ruby. Your rank of ruby is your very first step. After you get a solid fat ruby, we call it a fat ruby because you've got extra volume that's on it. It is solid. It is not going anywhere. It is kept right there. You've got people hustling, stuff like that. Okay. After you get that solid, then you're going to move to the rank of emerald. Right? And then your paychecks start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Then after you get that solid, that's when you move up to the next goal and say, my next goal is my goal that I've had from day one, but I'm finally making it happen. Okay. And do you know what the difference between these ranks are? Do you know what the difference? There's a couple different differences. Okay. The difference is that you're seeing from rank to rank is how much work you're putting in, how much time and how much effort you're putting in every single day. Okay. The second difference between these ranks is how much skill you are learning over time. Okay. How to talk to people, where to find things, how resourceful you are, who you're willing to talk to, what are you willing to do? Those are all your skills. And the third thing that you're going to see that's a difference from rank to rank to rank is your mindset. Your mindset is one of the most important things in this business. And if you are not growing it every single day, you will never jump from a distributor level to a diamond level. Write this down. Your income will never surpass your mindset, ever. Okay. It is so important to understand that if you're growing a business, you've got to be growing what's up in here too. And I'm not just talking learning new math skills. I'm talking you got to dig deep into who you are and why you are the way that you are. I'm talking you've got to outgrow your old way of thinking. I'm talking you've got to outgrow the people that you've surrounded yourself with for so long that have held you back. I'm talking you have to become your own person. I'm talking you got to stop worrying about what people think about you. And the only way to do that is to educate yourself on why you are thinking that way. I'm talking you have to outgrow that version of you that came into this business at first. And that is the only way you're going to do that. Why do you think that we start you off when you get started in this business? We start you off with a book. That's the very first thing that we say, right? We get you started, we fill your taxes, and the very first thing is, hey, here's a book to get you started learning the industry, right? After you finish that book, guess what? Your upline saying, hey, here's the next book. After you finish that, your upline saying, hey, here's the next one. We're going down the line of your mindset to make sure that you are growing. You're learning about time management. You're learning about money. You're learning your money mindset. You're learning how to become a leader. You're learning how to fail and get back up. You're learning how to take quitting off the table. You're learning how to say no when you really want to say yes. You're learning how to say yes when you really want to say no, right? You're learning all of these things. And the only way you're going to learn them is by diving deep into the books that we're showing you, the podcasts we're showing you, the seminars we're showing you, guiding you through that. And another great way to change your mindset is to get around other people who are growing and changing their mindset too. So if you are in this business every single day and you are hustling with your upline chances are is growing too. And so it's important to surround yourself with those people who are growing. And those people that are around you in your every single day life like your parents, your grandparents, your husband, your friends, whatever. You have to really, really evaluate who is holding you back and who is pushing you forward. Those people who are holding you back, highly recommend don't take their advice anymore. Be done with it. Stop wasting your time on the phone all day. Stop wasting your time surrounding yourself with people that are asking you to go out and about, right? And waste your time. You're building a business here, and you got to always revert back to that reason why you need that rank every single time. People used to ask me when I first started this business, if I wanted to go out and about to a restaurant or go to the bars or whatever to go hang out. And I would tell them, no, I'm paying my mortgage. The only way I can pay my mortgage is if I work this business. So that's what I'm doing instead. My mom would call me. Okay. This was like one of the biggest things. And I talk about this all the time. I even talk about it with her. She didn't get it at first. She was angry at first. Okay. She was mad at me, and she got, PO'd at me because I wouldn't call her 24/7 anymore. I had to stop talking on the phone all day long. I had to get off that phone, and I had to start investing my time into my business. When she called me, I wouldn't answer it. I would tell her, call me if it's an emergency, but I am working. And if I was at a 9-to-5 job, you wouldn't be able to talk to me anyways, right? I was consistently saying those things. Anybody that wanted to take my time and waste it, even if it wasn't intentional for them, they were just thinking this is just normal, this is a habit, they're going to get upset at first, but they're going to get through it, and they're going to get over it, and they're going to either learn or they're not. One or the other, right? And either way, it has nothing to do with you. So that's what happened when I first started this business. I had to use a lot of self-discipline. I had to learn who is for me and who is not for me and all that good stuff. But that's how you come up with the rank that you truly want and what you truly need. Now, every single month, that's when you set your goals. And we're going to get to that in a second, okay? So when I first started climbing the ranks, I started out with the rank of Ruby, okay? And we're going to pull out that Ruby chart right now. This is what the Ruby chart looks like, okay? You can find this on your eSuite. If you go to your eSuite, okay, I'm going to show you guys how to do this if you want to print it out. Go to your eSuite. I'm going to log in. And you see this little button up here that says Document Library. You can click Document Library. And then I can literally type in the word chart, okay? That's going to come up with Ruby, Emerald, and Diamond. I can download it and I can print it out, or I can take a piece of paper or a whiteboard, whatever works best for you. When I first started, I kind of went back and forth, okay? Let's do it in red since the Ruby chart is red, okay? You can literally take your whiteboard like this. And you can copy it down, or take a piece of paper and you can copy it down, okay? For the longest time, I didn't have a printer. I didn't have ink. I still fluctuate with not having printer or ink because my printers keep breaking and my ink is always out because I'm constantly printing. So this is the Ruby rank. You can literally write it on a piece of paper just like this, okay? So you can either print it off or you can do it that way. And let me see how to get back to that. Okay, so if you look at the Ruby chart, you'll notice one thing. It literally has how much on average you're going to be making every single month, okay? This needs to definitely be updated a little bit because it definitely fluctuates. However, it's right around that every single month, okay? If you have a fat Ruby, it's going to be way more than that. I want you to know that. That's going to be more so your high averages on the income disclosure statement, okay? When you have a fat Ruby. So what this is a layout of what your chart should look like in order to get it. And it describes to you exactly what you need. It says you need 3 qualified legs and 2,000 group volume in total. Okay. Now, these are qualified legs, but these are also your distributors, your people that you're going to sign to come into your business and work with you, work alongside you. Okay. These are your business partners, ultimately, that you're going to teach how to work this business and make money with you. Okay. And it is so simple. We have this laid out for you guys. Like, don't be afraid to sign people. You've got everything that you need right at your fingertips. You have the whole brand new board that we just started for new distributors that shows you and breaks it down for you. The conversations are there, the messages are there, the explanations are there, everything's there for you. And then you've got your upline, of course. You can always send a message in the chat. You can always send a message to me personally, and I will walk you through exactly what to say to your new distributors. So when you sign your new distributors, what you're going to do is you're going to plug them into these spots. Okay. So DT1, DT2, DT3. Let's just talk about the people that are on the Zoom call tonight. Okay. We could do Haley, Kaylee, and Tina. Okay. So that's what I would do. I would fill those spots in with 3 different people. Now, when it comes to this chart, when you're breaking Ruby down, you're going to break it down in a sense of distributors and then volume. Okay. Volume comes from your loyal customers. Every single product that you're, let me unshare my screen really quick. Every single product that you, how do I get back to this? Anybody know? Unshare. Uh-oh. Stop sharing. Okay, cool. Okay, so now we're back to where we needed to be. So I'm going to go view gallery. Okay, perfect. So when I'm looking at this Ruby chart, okay, it is a combination of loyal customers and distributors. So my first task when I'm at when I'm going for my Ruby is to enter in my name. Okay, so that's me. And this is going to be super simple because I know a lot of people already know this on our team, but I want to make sure that you know it. Okay. And maybe a refresher is good. You know, it's always good. So when you're looking at this, you could literally put in the names of your people. So I'm just going to say, for example, we're going to put Haley right here. This is just hypothetically speaking. Okay. Kaylee right here, Tina right here. Okay. So now I've got my 3 people that are on my team. Okay. After I've got my 3 people that get started and sign with me, I am going to work on loyal customers. Okay. And in order to make sure that I get a paycheck on my team, or with my chart, I need 150 BV. Okay. Now, if you're going for a 4-in-1 bonus at the same time, which a lot of people will, you're going to want to make sure that you maintain, I think it's 320. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's 320 that you have to have at this point. Okay. I know it's over 300. So it was 240. However, you want to up that. Okay. However, on our team, we're high achievers, and I personally am not going to bounce anything lower than 400 group volume. So it's important to have that 400 group volume as a great base because you get paid more on that volume that's directly underneath you. So we're going to work on getting to 400 BV directly underneath us. I hope this is not backwards. If it is, I apologize, but I'm going to try to say it out loud regardless. So then we know that we need 2000 group volume. Now remember, group volume comes from the products that your loyal customers are signing. So what this means is any loyal customer that goes underneath Haley is going to be group volume for her. Any loyal customers that Kaylee signs and enrolls is going to go directly underneath her. Any loyal customers that Tina signs is going to be part of her group volume. Okay. And how I like to do it is I like to put a plus sign for what they have, meaning that's what's added to them. So like, for example, we need Haley to have 400 group volume. For Kaylee needs 400 group volume. And for Tina needs 400 group volume. Now, what I like to do is, even if, like, let's just say I'm running for this promotion and I get halfway through the month and I need to send my chart to someone, or I need to keep track of what's going on. Let's just say Tina only has 200 group volume. I put a minus sign on the other side, letting me know that I need 200. So it's kind of like, you remember when we were kids and we were learning addition, and they had those little cards with the marbles on them, and you had to move those marbles over to the other side. That's exactly what we're doing, but we're doing it with a plus sign and a minus sign. So the plus sign on the chart on top of their name is always going to be what they have for volume. The minus sign is always going to be what they need in order for you to get that box to 400. So in order for you to go Ruby, you need 3 distributors to sign loyal customers, enough loyal customers to get 400 group volume in sales. Okay. Now, this can be by them signing the people, or by you helping them and transferring some of them down to them. Okay. So like, let's just say I get going and Tina signs 300 group volume, but she's not quite to 400. She's at 300. Okay. But Kaylee and Haley have theirs. That rhymes. I didn't realize that at all. Kaylee and Haley have 400 group volume, and Tina is down to 300, just hypothetically speaking, but she needs to be at a 400. What I'm going to do is I'm going to help her get that 400 box solid. So I'm going to sign a loyal customer, and I'm going to move it through eSuites, which you can do on eSuites, which we'll save that for another day. But I'm going to move that loyal customer down to her, because not only is it going to help Tina's paycheck, but it's also going to help me get this Ruby. So you see what we're saying when we say teamwork makes the dream work? When I say I'm going diamond, I'm talking everybody on our team is pushing for the diamond, right? When I say that I'm going double diamond, I mean everybody's going to either rank advance or increase their paycheck. And that's what we're doing. We're showing up for it, right? So when I start running for it, that means I'm looking for other people who want it, okay? Who want it just as much as I do. And so that's kind of what the Ruby chart looks like. Now, if you have this is 400, 800, 1200, 1600, okay? That means that there is 400 extra that you're going to need somewhere on your chart. Now, chances are, if you're signing people consistently, and these people are signing people consistently, you're going to have that extra 400. However, sometimes it looks like this, and then you need that extra 400 at the end of the month. This is where crunch time happens. This is where month end happens. And even maybe not even month end. Maybe it's, the 23rd, and you want to hit that rank by the 25th, which I highly recommend, so that you don't have to worry the last 5 days of the month. Even if you are at this right here, you want to make sure that you are hustling for that last 400. And you could put that 400 up here. You can sign the loyal customers and put them down here to kind of give them cushion. You could put them anywhere on your chart, just as long as you have 2,000 group volume on your total chart. Okay. You could even have one more person over here, and you could have them get 400. It really doesn't matter, just as long as your entire chart as a whole is at 400, is at 2,000, sorry, with 400 at 3 people. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense for you guys. So why are we swapping to this method instead of the 4-in-1? Okay. Why are we focusing on our Ruby instead of the 4-in-1? Well, we've talked a lot with a lot of different leaders, and I've had a discussion lately with one of our top leaders on our team. And a lot of leaders are going back to the basics, because we've noticed that with the 4-in-1, it is short-term success. So yes, you can get that money and you can get it quick. However, you get paid for those 2 months in a row and get bigger paychecks, and then you have to restart and you have to do it again, right? There is no residual involved in it. It's just 1 or 2 months and boom, it's done. Okay. The second reason is because every single time that you start your 4-in-1, okay, because you have to finish your tier 1s by the end of the month. What happens if someone gets started on their tier 1, they get halfway through it, they may get 4 loyal customers, but they don't get that distributor. they end up hitting that failure point where they fail to get their 4-in-1 done. And then they feel like they failed, and then they self-sabotage and push themselves back from doing it the next month. The reason why we do this, and it actually talks about it literally in this book, it talks about it. And it talks about how we get to this point where when we want something so bad and we hit this point of failure, we actually stop trying to go for it. And that's what we're seeing a lot of. We're seeing a lot of people on the team stopping trying. Okay. A lot of people that have stopped trying. And so if you have something like a Ruby where there's not a time limit except for your own time limit. Okay. When do you want Ruby by? When do you want to go Emerald by? When do you want to go Diamond by? That's the only timeline for you. When do you want this by? Okay. So you're bringing it back from being an employee that has to show up and has to hit a deadline for someone else. You're bringing it back to yourself and you're saying, when do I want it by? How hard am I willing to hustle for it? Right. But not only that, with your Ruby, it's residual. So if you hit your Ruby and you maintain your Ruby, you could get paid again and again and again and again and again and again and again. As long as you continue to teach other people how to do the same exact thing, it will go again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Okay. So that's why we're bringing it back to Ruby. And how we're going to do it is by setting that goal, like I talked to you guys about on the IDS. We're going to set that goal. We're going to figure out what rank we need to be at in order to hit that goal. We're going to figure out how much money we need in order to hit that goal. And then after that, we need to set a date that we're going to make it happen by for ourselves. We're going to say, I want Ruby by this month. I want Ruby by November 25th, 2022. I want Diamond by December 25th, 2022. Okay. You're going to set that goal for yourself. You're going to start talking about that goal on Facebook. You're going to start talking about that goal with your family, with your friends. Start getting loud about that goal. Start talking about that goal and getting excited about it. I'm going to hit this rank advancement because I know that it's going to help me pay all my bills from home. I'm going to hit this rank advancement because I know that it's going to pay for a brand new vehicle for me and I need that. I'm going to hit this goal because I want to be able to be a full-time stay-at-home mom and I can't do it until I hit this rank advancement. So I'm going to make it happen. Okay. The more you get loud about it, the more people are going to be drawn to your excitement about that goal. And the more they're going to actually want to join you. Excitement sells. Okay. Talking and being open and authentically yourself sells. Talking about the vision sells. People understand and they connect with that vision. They connect with that need. They connect with that want. And that's when they want to get started with you. Okay. So you're going to set a goal, set a date for those goals, set it up, get your vision out there. What is it going to look like? Okay. And figure out, meaning get your chart out. Figure out how many loyal customers you need and how many distributors you need. And what I usually do to figure that out, I add up how much group volume I need in total. I divide it by 50 because that is the average for your loyal customers. And that's also what you need to make sure it's a qualified loyal customer. Okay. You want to make sure that you get 50 group volume on every single order, meaning 2 products or more every single time. So I divide it by 50 and that's how many loyal customers I need. Now, how I get the distributors is I look at my chart and I see how many boxes I need to fill in. Okay. So if you're going for a Ruby, you only need 3 boxes filled in. So that means you need 3 distributors. And then you take the 2000, whoops. You take the 2000 and you divide it by 50. Boom, you need 40 loyal customers, solid, and 3 distributors in order to make that happen. And that's how you get that goal. You figure out exactly how much volume you need, how many distributors you need, and you have that crystal clear vision of what you're doing. Okay. The next thing you got to do is set steps for yourself. So for example, I usually write steps on my chart. So I know what I'm doing step by step. I know what I'm going to focus on. Am I focusing on loyal customers, or am I focusing on distributors first? Because I know what I focus on will become my reality. So I know that in order to start filling these boxes, I need to have distributors there, because you can't put the loyal customers there before you put the distributor there. You need the distributor there so you can move those loyal customers down or help that distributor get those loyal customers. Okay. So I know my number one step, my first step is to sign those 3 distributors. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Or maybe you haven't even gotten your 4 loyal customers yet. So maybe your first step is to get your 4 loyal customers and get your BV up there. And then after you get that BV, and then you can start working on your distributors. Guys, there's a reason why I told every single person that if you want to go Ruby this next month and you want my help, you have to get 400 group volume before the end of this month. The reason why I'm telling you that is because I'm setting you up for success. I'm telling you, get your 400 this month so that next month we don't have to worry about it. Next month, we're going to sign distributors the first week. We're going to hustle for those distributors. After you get those first 3 distributors, then you're going to start filling boxes, meaning you're going to help these people get their loyal customers. You're going to partner with them. You're going to pair with them. You're going to become best friends with them. You're going to become the best business partners and hustle with them. You're going to show them what the hustle looks like. You're going to show them how to host posts. You're going to work right alongside them and build those strong bonds, those strong trust foundations, and it's going to help you boost your business in the long run. Okay. So that's basically what you're doing. You're getting your 400 this month, then you're signing your 3 distributors at the beginning of next month, and then you're going all in for volume for the rest of the month. So you don't even have to worry about anything else. Okay. So that's how I run my charts every single time. And that right there is going to give you a pay increase just by doing exactly what I'm telling you to do. Okay. Does it take hustle? Heck yes, it does. Does it take grit? Heck yes, it does. Does it take saying no to people that want to take your time and waste your time? Absolutely, it does. Absolutely, it does. It takes you shutting down all of the bad habits that you've had, turning them over and saying, I'm done with that. I am done. You have to draw a line in the sand tonight, and you got to say, there's no excuses. I'm making this happen. This is my time to shine. This is the time where I'm going to make this happen. And the only way I'm going to make it happen is if I do those 4 things. I set a goal. I set a date. I set it up, and I set the steps, and I set those up for myself. And then I get loud about it. I get loud about it. Loud, loud, loud. Make sure I'm mentioning it to literally everybody that I talk to. Guys, did you know that when I built this edition, I talked to my child about that edition every single day until she got into her room? I asked her what color she wanted her room. I asked her what she wanted for a bed in her room. I asked her if she wanted a closet or no closet. I asked her if she wanted her toy box in there. I asked her if she wanted a swing or a chair. I asked her if she wanted bookshelves in her room. I knew exactly the layout of that entire edition before I even went for it. And I repeated that and revisited it every single day, because I knew that I was never going to get there unless I got loud about it and unless I was crystal clear on that vision. And the problem that we have a lot of the times is you set that goal, you set that vision, you never revisit it. And so you're constantly spinning your wheels because you're feeling like you're constantly having to reset. It's because you're not revisiting it. You're not getting loud about it. You're not talking to people about it. You're feeling fearful of what they're going to think or what they're going to say, or you're tired of being shot down. Okay. But you got to get loud about it. You got to either tell your family about it, tell everybody on Facebook about it. And the more you talk about it on Facebook and social media in general, the more people are going to come to you because they see that you've got a vision, and people want to follow people who have a vision. Okay. So talking about this every single day, people should know your story like a broken record, verbatim. Okay. They should look at your page and they should know exactly what your story is. They should know exactly what you're going for, what you're fighting for. I still have people who write me all the time and they say things like, how's your edition coming along? Okay. They still write me and they say things like people that I haven't even talked to forever. And they say, I'm so glad that you were able to bring Matt home. Okay. They were watching that entire story. They were hearing me out when I was telling them that I was going to bring him home full time. And I talked about that every single day until I made it happen. Did I look crazy at first? Heck yes, I did. I looked so crazy at first, but eventually people started believing me. They knew that they could trust me at that point because they saw that it was actually happening in front of their eyes. And because I talked about it so many times, it then became convincing. And then I started convincing myself and convincing other people at the same time. And then at that point, it just exploded and my whole business took off. Okay. So we're going to follow the steps to success to get there. Signing 4 loyal customers and 3 distributors. That gets you your Ruby chart, okay? 4 loyal customers on your top line, 3 distributors. Guess what you do then? You get 4 loyal customers, 3 distributors, okay? 4 loyal customers, 3 distributors, 4 loyal customers, 3 distributors. And you're also teaching these people 4 loyal customers, 3 distributors, 4 loyal customers, 3 distributors, 4 loyal customers, 3 distributors again and again and again. You do it, teach someone else. You do it, teach someone else. You do it, teach someone else, and keep doing it yourself. Even if you've got people who come in and they don't do it themselves, still do it yourself. 4 loyal customers, 3 distributors again and again. This is called the steps to success. We used to have a chart for it. I'm going to look for it for you guys. I already did look for it and I couldn't find it, so I'm going to ask some other people. And so the last thing I want to leave you guys with is that 400 group volume, guys. I am not saying I'm not working with people who aren't maintaining 400 group volume just because I want to piss people off. I am not saying that I'm not working with anybody who doesn't maintain 400 volume because I want people to feel like I'm not there. Okay. I am saying that because I am stretching you. I am helping you and showing you what the hustle looks like. Okay. I am pushing you to like past your limits, past your comfort zone, past your excuses. I want to show you what that looks like. Okay. And I want to set you up for this next month. The only way you can get set up for this next month is if you sign the loyal customers this month to get yourself the 400 group volume, to make sure that you sign enough loyal customers to have that 400 group volume so that next month, all you got to do at first week, sign your distributors. Second, third, and fourth week, get your loyal customers. That's going to set you up with a $500 paycheck or more by this next month. You know what I mean? Just by doing that. And you're going to get your bonus on top of that, right? So it's so important to follow exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm so excited for this. I am so pumped up to go back to our charting. I feel like it's going to create this residual on our team. It's going to create this explosion. And it starts with those first 4 loyal customers and then getting your Ruby charted out. Okay. So I'm super excited. Let's get ready to do this. I'm going to see if I can upload this recording tonight. Hopefully it recorded well. But I love you guys so much and I appreciate you guys hopping on here and I hope you have a great night.